So, something at school, like, really bothered me. Um, fifth period, I have a freshman seminar class, and today we were doing, a, a, a commitment sheet to graduate. And then our teacher was going around and talking to us, and I was kind of listening to what she was saying to the person across from me, and she said that if we didn't graduate, then we would end up being homeless, and that we wouldn't practically be anything. And that kind of bothered me because, um, in my personal opinion, I don't feel that if you don't graduate, then you're not going to amount to be anything, because there's plenty of famous people in the world who didn't graduate from high school who are successful, and they're not homeless. Um, and so I even like asked her, like, so you're saying that if we don't graduate from high school, then automatically it's guaranteed that we're gonna end up on the street? Because, like, I don't understand how you can just, like, is that supposed to be motivation for us to graduate? Because it's not motivation for me. You're telling me that if I don't graduate, then it's guaranteed for me that I'm gonna be a homeless person? I want to graduate. Don't get me wrong. I do. I want to graduate and I want to get school over with, and I want to go to culinary school, and I want to own a restaurant, maybe even several restaurants all over the world. That's my goal in life. But if something should get in my way that I don't graduate high school, I don't want the thought in the back of my head that it's guaranteed that I'm gonna end up on the street. Because there's people who are on the street. Maybe it's because it's a personal choice of theirs. You never know. Maybe it's because they lost their job and they can't get a new one because no one will just hire them. Maybe they do have a, maybe they did graduate from high school, and maybe they do have a good, like, maybe they have a college diploma too, or whatever that is. I don't know. Maybe they went to a good college too and they got, you know, they graduated from college as well, and they're educated and, you know, Harvard and whatever it may be, and they just have been fired and they just haven't been able to get a job, and that's the reason why they're homeless. Yes, it also could be because they couldn't get a job because they didn't finish high school. That could also be why, but it could also be for many other reasons. So just flat out saying that if you don't graduate from high school, that you're going to be a homeless person, I don't get. I don't get. Because I watch the Food Channel, and, like, I watch the wars or the challenges that they have where they bring people in from all over the world. And a lot of those people have never graduated from high school, and they don't have their GED, and they are successful. They have restaurants. Maybe they're not as successful as Chef Ramsay or some of the other chefs in the world, but they're successful and they have an income and they're making money and they have a house. They may not be, they may not have a full education, but they have a job to support themselves. And even if you don't graduate from high school, but if you find a job and you find a way to support yourself. I think that's better than just sitting at home every day and not trying. Sure, you can do more with yourself and you can be better, but that's better than not trying. Everyone should try to graduate from high school, or at least try to get their GED, but just flat out saying that if you don't, then you're not going to be anything and you're just going to be a homeless person living on the street, that's not motivation. That's not going to help. That's not okay to say. Because there's many other reasons why people are homeless, and not every single homeless person you're going to go meet in downtown Seattle is because they didn't graduate from high school. Many homeless people you meet could be a very well educated person. It could just be that they lost their job and they couldn't find a way to get back on their feet. It's not fair to tell me that I'm not going to be anything if I don't graduate from high school. I've had a really hard year this year, and I cannot tell you how sick I am of hearing from people that I'm not going to be anything when I grow up, from students and adults. You don't know me. Sure, this year I haven't done very well in school. I have had very bad grades, and I admit that, but it's a medical issue. But it's a very good motivation to say that I'm not going to amount to anything, and then I'm not going to do anything with my life, and then I'm just going to end up living with my parents for the rest of my life. I don't think it is. I don't think it's fair to say that to me. I don't think that's fair to say that to anyone. It's just not fair, and it's not right, and it's not cool. It makes me want to prove everyone wrong. But with some other people, it might just take all hopes and dreams away from them, and that's not fair either. People are out on the inner tube. I don't see how that water's freezing. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. That was just something that bothered me today.